Our market monitor tonight says that while large cap stocks will do better this year, he has a few mid cappers in mind that will also do well. He's Brian Lazorishak. He's portfolio manager with Chase Investment Counsel. Brian, welcome. Let me get your overall view of the market after this very sort of up and down week.
Yeah, it's certainly been a choppy week. Thanks for having me. We think the market, the weight of the evidence still suggests that the market is in a primary uptrend, although certainly the market's become more selective and you've seen some deterioration beneath the surface over the last few weeks. That's certainly been notable in the smaller and mid-cap stocks, and some of the more defensive issues outperforming some of the more aggressive or growthier names.
And so, Brian, given this kind of volatility and uncertainty, you were saying, Tyler was just mentioning that you say that the large cap stocks will do well in this market, not as much mid caps, which we know did well last year. Talk us through the difference.
Sure, and the large cap trailed a bit last year, and over the last couple years have really been a better environment for smaller and mid cap stocks, and we're seeing a little bit of that this year in that large cap has done better so far. Some of that's been a flight to safety, some of that's been just a reversion of some of those things that we saw last year. So that could continue for some time, but we still think from a diversification standpoint there's a place for mid cap or small cap in a portfolio, and I think you just have to be a little more selective in those areas.
First stock you want to name tonight is Skyworks Solutions. Tell us what it does and why you like it.
Sure. Skyworks makes components that connect things is the easiest way to say it. Obviously, that makes a lot of sense for smartphones and tablets, and their business is doing great there, and they're continuing to get more dollar content in smartphones and tablets, so that's a positive. But they're also seeing a trend of connecting other areas of people's lives, things such as healthcare, autos, things around the house getting connected, and as more and more devices become connected to the Internet of Things, that's a huge growth potential for a company like Skyworks. Business is tremendous right now. The stock has had a pretty good move, but the valuation's still attractive.
All right, and here's another company in a completely different field. It's in education, Grand Canyon Education, ticker symbol LOPE, trading at $45. Why do you like this one?
Grand Canyon is, in our opinion, the highest quality stock in the for-profit education space. Grand Canyon is a traditional ground campus university. It's a Christian university based in Phoenix with about 10,000, 11,000 ground students this fall. They are growing tremendously. They're building a second campus out in Phoenix. They think they're going to be, by the start of next school year, at about 18,000 students. So very strong growth. And, they really offer a value proposition. Everybody's been talking about the rising cost of higher education. Their tuition and fees have not been increased in the last 5 years, which is just remarkable if you look around at what's happened everywhere else in that space.
Did you have them in your NCAA bracket, Brian?
I did not have the antelopes, and that's where the ticker symbol comes from in my bracket.
All right, let's go to Mastech, which is your final choice tonight.
Yeah, Lazorishak is an infrastructure company, so they provide services from everybody from DirecTV and AT&T in terms of residential installation services to bigger projects such as wind, power transmission. If you think about the way people have talked about infrastructure in the United States and the need to upgrade that infrastructure, they're one of the bigger players in that area and stand to benefit from that longer term. Again, very consistent, solid growth story. But very reasonable valuation.
Any disclosures, Brian, about those stocks?
Own all three of those stocks in our funds, but do not own them personally.
All right, Brian Lazorishak with Chase Investment Counsel. Have a great weekend.